only ran on Saturday, so we'll see. I didn't necessarily think that was a marked step forward, if at all, from the chasing debut the time before, and I don't think jumping is yet at a complete premium, but there's probably not a lot of strength, certainly not a lot of depth to this race, and as a consequence, a horse who's won here over hurdles might just win here over fences. Lot Curra's next. Tongue tie goes on, still a maiden after 12 starts. It wasn't the most brilliant chase debut necessarily, plenty to do throughout last week, but I wouldn't want to rule out the horse just yet. They've turned this one out quickly, albeit 6 days on. And there was support last week, as though a statement of what might be. And for supporters of the Jenny Candlish yard, they won't mind seeing that they've just had the previous winner, Gavin Sheehan, on board. They look for a quick double, the pair of them. So Lot Curra to follow up after Absolute Ruler in our previous race, 9-4 to do so. Petra Star 5-1. You can see there in the cross on the left. At the moment, it's Harry Hazard who's lining up to the 4, if that's an indicator from this perspective, this angle, as to who might lead them along. Petra Star's certainly been a paced angle over hurdles. And now goes chasing, 3 times a winning hurdler, not since that really strong hat-trick was notched up in 2020. A horse who's coming off a break since December, and I mentioned earlier in the parade ring that he's won off breaks in the past. So we'll see. Petra Star, who's off 159 days. The other to mention is Harry Hazard, who's a 15-race maiden, second run back off a year absence. It's got plenty to do at the weights.
Hardy Boy can justify the strongest support and give Ben Pauling a double on the card, this time for Luca Morgan, where the Bow was the winner earlier. 9-4 for Lot Curra. Petra Star is 5-1 and 40-1 for Harry Hazard. So Nick's had a good look at them in the paddock. You've seen the betting now. Let's see what his final thoughts are.
Thanks, Jess. Well, if it's an indicator as to who's going to go and make it, Lot Curra lining up towards the 4, along with Harry Hazard, who's got plenty to do at the weights, the outsider of the 4, 15-race maiden, and having a second run back off a long absence. The one coming back off the absence, who's been a pace angle over hurdles, is the one widest to the left with the cross on the chest of Sam Twiston-Davies. That's Petra Star, who had that glorious spell in 2020, isolated though it might be, and has won off a break in the past. So I'm intrigued to see how this fella goes and acquits himself over fences for the first time, back off a break since December, and just needs to pick up a bit. The basement mark of 110, it's another basement, and I guess it is so for a reason. But then you come back to the favourite, Hardy Boy, who's turning out again very quickly after Fosslas on Sundays. He's odds on, but it's probably because there's just not that much. There's questions, and we've got a small field. See how a replication of Fosslas would go for him. Meanwhile, Lot Curra for Gavin Sheehan and Jenny Candlish, after Absolute Ruler half an hour ago. They picked for a very quick double on the day. Absolute Ruler, who was taking enough. Gavin Sheehan saying after the race how much the horse enjoyed the hurdles on just his second ever start. This was the first time he'd ridden him on the track. And just to revisit earlier as well, I did mention there might have been some doubt as to the owner of Ratuta Uti retiring her, Cliff Underwood. Well, he said, no, that's it. Caught up with him again, and she is retired. So a happy retirement for her, we'll see. 4 of them go out as we reach the midway point, just about, well, thereabouts to the card, the 3:15, the Garden Party Novices Handicap Steeplechase. The flag's up, Hardy Boy's odds on to make it success after running just on Saturday. Here's Mark.
His handicap chase. Lot Curra and Harry Hazard, the first 2 to leave the start, ahead of Hardy Boy and Petra Star racing in 4th. 5 to take on the far side of the track. Harry Hazard shades the lead into the first, extends the lead to a length, jumping it, and he was much better than Lot Curra, and came out of the fence 3 lengths clear. Harry Hazard heads towards number 2 over on the far side, from Lot Curra in second, and then Hardy Boy on the far side of Petra Star. Not much between the 3rd and 4th. They press on towards the 3rd, the middle one of 5 over on the far side. Outside of the party, Harry Hazard has won the Best Turned Out award and heads towards the 3rd. Another plain fence with a couple of lengths to spare over Lot Curra. Not a good jump from Petra Star at the back of the field. Rather fiddly over that fence on this is a chasing debut, and he's back in 4th as they go over the open ditch over on the far side. Petra Star was better that time. And they all take it safely enough and head on towards the last down the back on this first circuit. Lot Curra's come through to take on Harry Hazard, and they were in the air together at that one. It was Hardy Boy who was rather slow, a little deliberate there. He was joined by Petra Star. They make the run out of the back. Quite a long run now before they'll take number 6, 7 and 8 in the straight. And Lockcara coming through on the outside of Hardy Boy. Lockcara bidding to give Jenny Candlish and Gavin Sheehan a quick double on the card. Tongue tie on for the first time today to join the cheek pieces. He made his debut over fences here just under a week ago. He'll swing into the straight in front from Harry Hazard in second, looking for his first win under rules. Hardy Boy making his quick reappearance, having run second at Fosslas a couple of days ago. And chasing newcomer Petra Star in fourth place, taking the first of 2 before the winning post in the straight. Hardy Boy not totally fluent, a little out to the left, not particularly high. As they go on towards the fence number 7, it'll be the 15th and last next time round. Lockcara warming to the task over fences, and Hardy Boy not jumping particularly fluently at this early stage. So they come up to pass the stands in this Garden Party Novices handicap chase, and Lockcara leads Harry Hazard by just over a length. Petra Star's improved to come through on the inside of Hardy Boy, and they dispute third as they head towards the next on the run out towards the far side. This is the 8th. Lockcara, Gavin Sheehan, Harry Hazard, Philip Armson, Hardy Boy, Luca Morgan, and Petra Star over that one safely on the inside for Sam Twiston-Davis. So 2 by 2 as they head out towards the far side. Race to their departure point over in the back straight and go on towards number 9. Lockcara by a length from Harry Hazard. Quite keenly, Petra Star's come through into third on the tail of the second, and Hardy Boy's well there, just a neck away. Only a couple of lengths separating the quartet as they jump the first down the back. They all took it well that time and go on towards number 10 over on the far side. Lockcara just increasing the tempo, jumping that one, and again was fluent. Landed a length and a half to the good over Harry Hazard in second, and 2 lengths to the other 2. Going towards the next on the far side, another plain one, 5 from home. Lockcara, Harry Hazard on the far side, Hardy Boy. Petra Star just in behind them. Petra Star just went through the top of it. Still going well enough though, back in fourth place. So they go to the open ditch, the final open ditch, 4 from home. Lockcara had company, Harry Hazard back on terms. Again, not a good jump from Hardy Boy. Gets a reminder, having jumped that fence. And then there's the 3 parts of a length to Petra Star, not out of it. They jumped the last down the back. Hardy Boy deliberate once again. Lockcara emerged in front from in second place. Harry Hazard running a big race the outside of the party here. Petra Star's coming there on the inside of a bumped along Hardy Boy. Hardy Boy responding to his rider's urgings, and he's getting right back into the argument as they head out of the back straight. They just have 2 to take when they swing in. Lockcara with Hardy Boy making a forward move now and swiftly going on. Then follows Harry Hazard. Maybe he's run his race now, and Petra Star with work to do. And Hardy Boy has swept into a clear lead under Luca Morgan. He's committed, leaving the back straight and turning in. He's opened up a 3-4 length advantage over Lockcara, who's struggling to respond. And then Petra Star has made some ground from the back of the field. That was 2 from home. Harry Hazard left behind. They head towards the last. And it is with the advantage. Hardy Boy, Petra Star and Lockcara trying to close back in. Oh, and a terrible mistake at the final fence from Petra Star when he was running on well. And it's Hardy Boy from Lockcara in second, and heading inside the final furlong. It's Hardy Boy. His jumping wasn't foot perfect by any means, but an enterprising effort from Luca Morgan has sealed the deal here. And Hardy Boy gives Ben Pauling a double on the card as he wins his first race over fences. Back in second place was Lockcara, and in third, Harry Hazard.
Yes, another Morgan on the card. We had Bo earlier. We've now had brother, the champion condition of Luca Morgan, win. I think he deserves a lot of plaudits for that, because Hardy Boy, who ran just on Saturday, look, he's clearly got ability, and he's run and won here before. But the jumping, particularly in the mid part of the race, was just not good enough from Hardy Boy. Still, Luca galvanised what he could, and suddenly he'd shot a few lengths clear. Quite what would have happened had Sam Twiston-Davis and Petra Star, the chasing debutant, back off a long break, stayed as a partnership and intact, I don't know. To my mind at least, though it doesn't mean anything going forward because it didn't happen, I thought Petra Star was going to really prove a threat. It was beginning to make ground. I don't know whether Hardy Boy, the exertions of jumping badly, maybe the exertions of running just on Saturday and now again on Monday, were maybe taking a bit of a toll. Either way, Petrosara got to within a length or two at that final fence before just not getting high at all, ploughing through it, and the jockey was jolted out of the saddle. Hardy Boy it is who's won. After a couple of starts over fences, had been running okay. The jumping hadn't been at a premium before today. It certainly wasn't today, but off a mark of 105, he has proved that he's got a little bit of class about him as well. I don't think it was the strongest race, but he ran only on Saturday at Fosslas. He was even money that day. He was even shorter, I think, on this occasion. And this winning hurdler here last year has won this year. Lock Cara was, in the end, I don't think booked for second. Still a maiden now after 13 starts, and who ran here as one of the market leaders last week. Well beaten by Hardy Boy. You do feel, though, that if this horse could brush up his jumping, he'd be quite reasonable indeed. And the horse who had plenty to do at the weights was unfavoured by the weights. The now long-standing maiden, 16-race maiden, Harry Hazard, was running all right after a second